There's no question that Ardarius Washington is a good football player. He was one of my favorite players, I think, coming out last year's draft. Really, really high on him. We see him in man coverage versus tight ends, man everywhere he goes, a lot in this game. Later on in the game, we see him in quarter field coverages in cover 4. Remember, cover 4 is not the same thing as quarters coverage. We do see him in half field coverages as well, mostly in the second half. This is Ardarius. We see him here in much the same way that we saw Kyle Hamilton against trips as the backside safety, tuning into anything crossing. But watch the range when he reads bubble to that side. Very aggressive, comes straight downhill like a linebacker, makes that tackle, but really impressive range, again, as he reads that. Ardarius is a physical player, despite his stature. Very aggressive, great range. We see it here against the run. Good job getting in and around blocks, getting in on that tackle. Ardarius was not perfect in this game, but I'll remember that there's a lot of nuance to this position they're asking him to play that I don't believe he was asked to play so much in college. Now, he's been at it a year or so now, but this is a great learning experience for him. You see him come downhill to fill instead of freezing. I think the quarterback does a great job here. I was really impressed by the quarterback generally. It's tough on this one not to take the bait. You can see this gap he's efforting to get into, but again, they get him here. We see on the two subsequent plays to the one where they threw over top, Ardarius in on the action, really looking good. Watch him take on this block, finding the ball carrier, shed the block, and get in on the tackle. Very physical, not afraid of contact whatsoever. This is the third play in a row that we're looking at. This is Ardarius over the tight end, reads the tight end to the flat. Really nice burst, great open field tackle, just not an inch after the reception. We'll watch it from this side. This is Ardarius here, Meg coverage. We saw a lot of this, particularly the first half, covering the tight end everywhere he goes. Very physical in what looks like a bubble screen there, running through this block. Really shows the ability to run stride for stride, vertical. Love how he comes and attaches himself within 5 to the tight end, kind of chest to chest, and just kind of rides. Really does a good job in rerouting, disrupting that. And you can see there's nowhere to throw this football. We've seen earlier examples, not in this video, but in earlier games of him being very capable of playing the ball when it's in the air, but really, really tight coverage. Ardarius was a playmaker in college. Ardarius is a playmaker. I think he's just getting warmed up for the Ravens. That's my hope anyway. Watch him as the front half to flat player here. Back pedals, getting under this vertical. Picks up this drag coming across, almost picks this thing off. We saw a lot of that in college, and my hope is that he's just getting warmed up. This looks like straight cover 4, and Ardarius blows this. You see the tight end running up the seam. That's atypical for him. Also wouldn't surprise me because of his range if that ball was thrown, if he could make a play on it. But he may have presumed a different coverage with this linebacker. I'm not sure, but it's not a great look for him generally. Anyway, with Ardarius, Geno Stone, Tony Jefferson competition. In my mind, Tony Jefferson is on the out, and it would come down to who they prefer, the Ravens prefer. I think you get a lot more versatile player with Ardarius. The special teams probably weighs pretty heavy. In some respects, you see Ardarius playing catch-up to Geno Stone, who's been healthy, who's played actual game time last year. But he's one of my favorite players.